By 1812, Napoleon's forces controlled much of Europe. Russia prepares to face Napoleon's troops together with Austria. Among the Russian soldiers are Count Nicholas Rostoy and Prince Andrei Bolkonsky. Hi guys. So this isn't, well, it's a book, but it's not actually a real one. It's just a gimmick. I'm here at a co-working space today. But anyway, I am so glad to see you guys on the stream. I'm curious, how many of you knew this was happening, and how many of you just spontaneous, and perhaps you got one of those annoying little notifications on your phone. Hello, long hair, Siddharth. I thought it was Siddhartha. Hi, how you going? Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, hey. I think it's time to clean it up a bit, but I like this like Viking style haircut. I've been trying to grow my hair long for a while. Rohit, what's up, dude? Welcome. Tim Holistics, what's up? Julia, welcome. Robin, Hiton, I'm wonderful. How are you? It's really great to see you guys. So already we've got nearly 40 people on live stream, and that's great. And so today what we're going to go through is a Q&A session. So we haven't done one of these for about over a year. But what I found, guys, is that pretty much just sitting and consuming and watching the book summary content, it's great. Clearly, you guys find a lot of value in it. However, I'm taking steps this year towards actually helping you guys really get results and helping you solve your problems. And because, you know, you can read as many books in the world as you want, you can watch as many videos as you want, but at the end of the day, if you don't take action on it, then you're not going anywhere. And for a long time, man, like I read tons of books, watched all these videos, and I got nowhere. But you know, now I'm traveling the world. I'm here in Colombia at a co-working space, doing what I love on a daily basis. And yes, it's got its ups and highs. That's the entrepreneurship journey. But at the end of the day, man, like I'm so much more fulfilled than working at my old job. And I'm actually going out there and doing something in all areas of my life. So these Q&As are sort of like a way to segue into developing like a personal connection between me and you, and looking at ways in terms of how I can really help you solve your problems. So we've got some questions that people already posted before the live stream that they want answered, but we'll get to those. We're actually going to start off with pretty much in the live chat here. Let me see here. By answering your questions, well, my hand's huge. By answering your questions right here from the chat. So let me just figure out how the hell to do this. I'm going to open the chat here and see what you guys have been saying. Live chat. Give me a moment. Okay. Surely there's got to be an easier way. All right. We'll see. Prasad, GG, Clark, get it, Brandon. Welcome, Clark. Thank you, sir. Have you read The Power of Now? Let's start from here. So I'm starting with Siddhartha's question. Have you read The Power of Now? Yes, I have, Siddharth. A great question. And I read it about 2 years ago. And when I read it, I did not understand what it meant. And this is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And so I got to the end of the book. I actually hated this book. 2 stars. I gave it like a 2-star rating, maybe even 1 star, because I just didn't understand it. So it's not a really good reason to give it 2 stars, but I just thought this guy was a quack, 200 pages to tell me all this drib and drab about, I don't even know, like some metaphors and stories about a box and all this crap. And it was only until 2 or 3 years later, after I went through my big existential crisis phase where I finally understood what the dude meant. To be honest, I don't, you know, maybe some people need 200 pages to get the message, but personally, I didn't. I can pick up the book now and be like, oh yeah, I see what he means now. But only because I really experienced a difficult phase in my life where I was existentially lost, nihilistic, and it took me a while to get out of that. Prasad, what's up? Rishab, got better review. Thanks, you're welcome. Mr. Ryan Reginald Esteban, what's going on? What's up? Prasad, I said hi, you're not replying to me. Yes, welcome to reality. The reality is I may not get around to everyone. There's only so much I can do by myself until I clone myself and figure out a way to do that. I know you can't reply to this right now, but I have to tell you thank you. You're welcome, Chris. You are very welcome. I tell you what, go to my channel page, find my email address, hit me up, tell me what's been going on in your life. I'd love to chat. Siddharth, were you a serial fapper? I actually don't even really know what the word serial means, but I think it means were you like a serial entrepreneur, someone who does. See, I don't even know the definition of serial. Maybe you can teach me. Someone who fapped a lot. I mean, I guess the average amount that a normal dude would. Fapping, as long as it's not to pornography, isn't actually that bad in my opinion. It's more so whether you do the two together or pornography. That's a real killer. Completely unnatural, messes with your dopamine if you truly do have a reliance on it. Akash, how do you read books, sir? Please be more specific with your question. I presume like you're trying to ask, like, what is my reading strategy? How often do I read? How do I choose a book? Please ask that again, Akash, Nepali, and I'll be able to answer. Yeah, that's really important, guys. Learn how to ask good questions because the quality of the answers you'll receive is based on the quality of your questions, okay? Robin Meta. Bro, how to game a girl in classroom. So I'm not going to give answers where I'm not qualified because I believe in practicing what I preach. So I've never gamed a girl in a classroom. In fact, in high school, yeah, I mean, I was just an average dude, B student, and I never really talked to girls that much. And when I did, it was, I don't know, can I borrow your pencil, with no intention of taking things anywhere. So I can't answer that question, unfortunately. But what I can say is based on gaming girls on the street and stuff, cold approach, and things of that nature, and going on dates with girls while I've been overseas, it's the same shit. Like, they're still girls, right? But I just be wary because there's this saying, don't crap where you eat. And so if you're gaming the girl in a classroom where you see her every day and things don't go so well, then you're left with this awkward situation on a daily basis where the energy in the room is just messed up because you screwed up and you're crapping where you eat. So just be wary. Siddharth, how to continue NoFap journey? How do you control it? Depends what specific struggle are you facing with in regards to NoFap? Unleashing potential psychology videos. You're the guy who is pretty much on every single comment section on YouTube. I'm not fully convinced it's all like you sitting at the keyboard each day typing, but I'm curious to know what's going on. Yeah, I'd love to know, man. If you are using some kind of bot, like, I don't know if I should be saying this on the stream, but I'm just saying, I used to try kind of some of those tactics back when I first started a YouTube channel, and I actually purchased views or whatever, and yeah, YouTube just takes them away straight away. So heck, I don't know if they're listening to me on this YouTube live stream, but whatever. I believe in full honesty. It's something I tried, not a smart strategy. You can grow so well organically by offering genuine value like this and a bit of patience. But anyway, that might be diverting off track. Maybe you are the dude who sits at your keyboard every day and writes all these comments. Maybe you are. Either way, welcome. Really glad to have you here. Nice hair. Bread? Bread? I don't eat bread. I found out wheat is actually terrible. How do I scroll this without putting my thumb in the way every time? Maybe if I go upside down. Yeah, maybe that's better. What is the number one advice you would give to people? I'm really glad with this turnout, guys. Thank you for coming. What is the number one advice you would give out to people? Okay, Chris. So I saw your comment earlier. Let me just put this down here. It's, I don't actually think that's the best question, but given that this is a live stream where there's a whole group of you, then yeah, it makes sense. But the thing I don't like about this question is that everyone's life situation is different. So just giving this broad general advice, yeah, you can do it and people can get value from it. But it's always better to go really specific. But you know, like if I had to, I still don't think it's a great question, but if I had to just give one piece of advice straight off the bat, like from my unconscious mind comes, get a mentor, okay? Get a mentor ASAP, because a mentor, it's equivalent to 100 of these babies. 100 books, 500 books, that is a mentor. Like, get someone who's 5 years ahead of you in terms of where you want to be and who you want to become, the lifestyle you want. Find someone that's 5 years ahead and milk them like crazy. You want to come from a place of value, so that's not just this one-sided relationship where you're extracting. It's like anything. Like if you want a girlfriend, you don't just go up and say, hey, can you be my girlfriend? Same with mentors. You don't go up to them and say, hey, can you be my mentor, when they don't even know you. So start developing a relationship with someone you admire, offer them value, offer to run their Facebook page for free. That's how I got my first mentor. And yeah, get yourself one of those, because you will save years of your life. Have you read Think and Grow Rich? Yes, I have. Good book. Bruv, have you read Robin Sharma's new book, The 5 AM Club? I just came across that a couple of days ago, but no, I haven't read it. Did you apply the living in moment from Power of Now? Nope. Hey, I understand the power of learning and improvement. This is Avinash. How you going, dude? I understand the power of learning and improvement. I believe I personally have experienced all those changes which you talk about in 1% Better. But now I am again becoming stagnant. Okay, so, there could be multiple reasons for this, but I'd say, this comes down to a couple of things. Number one, you may not have a grounding purpose that you can abide by. And therefore no values either to abide by. And because you're not living in alignment with the purpose or values, then you can become stagnant. You've got no real reason to keep doing what you're doing. The second thing is maybe you do have a purpose and values, but you haven't disciplined yourself enough to develop habits so that your behavior on a daily basis becomes completely automatic. So that's two potential reasons. But this is kind of something where we'd have to go deeper on, like a one-on-one call where we really suss out what it is exactly. Have you read 21 Lessons from 21st Century? I have not. Have you read The Secret? And if you do you believe in it? I haven't read The Secret, but yes, I have heard so much about it. And I think I get the overarching concept based on reviews and what everyone's been saying. And the law of attraction or whatever. Yes, absolutely, I believe in it. And obviously you don't think about, I'm going to become a millionaire and then all of a sudden it happens. But really, I just see the law of attraction, The Secret, as a way to prime your brain to enable you to then do the things that are required to get what you want out of life. And that's it. I don't know why so many people complicate it and go, it doesn't work, and then it does work, and you just get in your heads. Like, keep things simple. All it means is, if you think about something more consciously, you're more likely to take the actions to get what you want. And so, therefore, those people are more likely to get what they want. It doesn't mean it's just going to happen like that. But yeah, a bit of patience, you'll be right. Sentry, why you re-upload? Re-upload what? I'm not quite sure what you mean. What you think about self-help industry? Pretty vague question, but what I think you're trying to say is, what do I think about how people perceive it, the self-help industry? I prefer to use the term self-development, and I think there is a bit of a difference. I think like mainstream people who aren't into self-development can, when they see the self-help section in the library, or you hear someone talk about self-help, they might sort of think it's kind of woo-woo and spiritually, and yeah, there are a lot of crap books out there that are just kind of like hogwash based on no real results, just a random author in their room writing about crap. So there is that. And I don't have too much more to say on that, because I don't surround myself with people who aren't into self-development, so I don't really hear that perspective much. So yeah, self-development is awesome. I don't really use the term self-help. Dude, I have a question. This is Maximilian Mano. Wow, there's a lot of questions here, guys. I'll try and do my best to answer all of these. If I'm sick, I shouldn't keep showering cold, right? Yeah, so I'm not a health professional, but from what I've heard, yeah, when it comes to cold showers and getting the awesome benefits and going like Wim Hof style, you probably shouldn't shower while you're sick. But again, I'm not a health expert. This is not my advice. So yeah, I can't help you beyond that. But personally, when I'm sick, I tend to avoid cold showers. Avinash, next book will be Robert Greene, his Laws of Nature. Yeah, I'm reading that right now, just like mystery. Maximilian, right? What's up, bro? Hey, how's it going, dude? Welcome. Dog Dad is here. If you are thinking about raw feeding, hit this guy up, the best. This is Mr. Scott J. Marshall. Check him out if you own a dog. VS Games. Biggest challenge. Please be more specific. I want to see specific questions, guys. Like my biggest challenge that I've ever faced, that I'm facing now. Let's be specific. What you think of Mark Manson? Awesome dude. Yeah, he's got a really sort of like so funny story. My mentor actually learned to pick up with this guy like a decade ago or something, before Mark Manson was huge. And he's the author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, by the way. Yeah, I think he's a great guy. I'm subscribed to his email list. I love his books. Yeah, he's cool. And I love he's got this kind of stern personality where he just sort of speaks the truth and just kind of this, almost like he's got a little bit of anger in him, but it's coming from a good place. It's a really interesting guy. But yeah, I've never met him. Have you read? Yes, Vishaan. Oh, I love Vishaan. Code of the Extraordinary Mind. It has an energy similar to Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, I actually like this book much better than Think and Grow Rich. So it's called Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Great book, guys. Look it up on goodreads.com. Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishaan Lakhiani. And this is a suggestion by Mr. Ryan, Reginald Esteban. I'll get your name right eventually. And yeah, that was a real game changer for me last year. And it basically just explodes your mind. Like you realize that going through society, the traditional education system, your parental upbringing, you kind of live on autopilot as if everything is normal when it's not. And so when you read Code of the Extraordinary Mind, it may produce a breakthrough for you where you realize, holy crap, I've been living my life wrong this whole time. Great book. Do you think your niche on YouTube is saturated? No, I don't believe in bullshit saturation. Be so good or so different that you make the competition irrelevant. This saturation is a bullshit excuse from beginner entrepreneurs who are afraid to they don't believe themselves that they can't make a stand in a niche. Like bullshit. When Tom Bilyeu started Quest bars or whatever, like the health niche has been saturated for ages. And yeah, I mean, I won't say that like the fitness niche, for example, the fitness niche on YouTube, yeah, there's a lot of saturation, but fuck that. Like you can build a successful fitness business if you play your cards right. So I think this saturation stuff is ridiculous. I hope I can swear on live streams. I don't really know. If we get a strike, we get a strike. But any more than one strike, and I'll start thinking about this more. I think we should be okay. Could like if I can't even say a swear word on a live stream, then screw YouTube. Like I would rather be my authentic self than play by these rules. Yeah, that's my badass attitude there. Hey Brandon, hi. Halo, welcome. Halo from Thailand, bro. Hello from Thailand. I think you meant Halo the video game. That's a good game. I don't play games anymore though. Hello, man. How do you build contacts with great people? Okay, so you come from a place of value. Now, Syed, I think your name's Syed. This is a great question. Everyone listen to this. So how do you build contacts with great people? This is really important because if you're thinking about doing anything big, you will need other people to help you. And it starts with coming from a place of value. So if you want to build contacts with great people, come from a place of value, meaning you offer them something that adds value to their life. So for example, to build contact with my mentor, who 3 years later now, still we hop on our one-on-one calls and we basically mentor each other. I started off by offering value by asking if I could run his Facebook page for free. And more like telling him, I'm like, hey dude, I'll run your Facebook page for free. I really love your content. So I'm complimenting him, genuine compliments, and not just flattery, genuine compliments. And then offering to do something for him. And so it's like a no-brainer. He's like, oh, well, this guy's offering his value for free. And so sometimes people might ignore you, but that's the kind of mindset you want to approach people with. The second thing is intention. Why are you developing a connection with them? If you've got no intention, then that's just a waste of someone's time. Like if you're just like kind of floating and you just like there's no intention, then why would I, for example, want to connect with you if you've got no intention? I want to connect with you guys here right now on this stream because you're actually showing up here because you want to learn something. You want to ask questions. That's great. But if you've got no intention, then like, why is it worth me connecting with you? So intention and come from value. What do you think about the self-help industry? We've answered that. Love your videos. It's great. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Fon Cub. I thought that said, something else. Fon Cub, Fon Hub, Fawn Hub. You get where I'm going. First, I saw your no-fat video. Thought that you were just 15-year-old guy from your voice. Yeah. What should be my short, medium, and long-term targets for my body? Oh, it's a funny question. What should my short, medium, and long-term targets for my body? Okay, well, it depends what sort of body you want and why do you want that body. Only then can you determine how short, medium, and long-term targets your body should be. I'm not like, I went through a short fitness phase, but then realized I want to focus on you guys and the channel, so I'm not doing as much with that. So I'm not really the guy to ask here. I would seek out someone with more knowledge about bodybuilding, like my buddy Phil Gezelbash. If you type that in on YouTube, you'll find him. Really cool guy. What do you think about Manson? We've done that. Book's not helping. How do we implement what we read? Oh, this could turn into a rant. So Harsh Chandra just asked, how do you implement what you read? I'm going to spit this gum out. One moment. And maybe grab my water. And I've also got a surprise for you guys. Something came in the mail today. We're going to take a quick pause on the questions. Something came in the mail. I'm going to go grab it. I'll be right back. Any guesses what it is? I have it in my hand right now. Put your guess in the chat box. What am I going to show you? What came in the mail this morning? I'm actually going to scroll down to where all your most recent questions are, guys, so I can see what you're saying in real time. Let's go. A book. Someone guesses a book. Johnny thinks it's a book. What do you other guys think? A new book. It's all books. Hey, El Perro Reggae, what's up? Nick, what's up? Welcome, dude. Bay F. Kumar, welcome, man. Smiley, what's up? Nikhil, what's up, dude? Great to see you. So here it is. I'll show you. 3, 2, 1. That is Brain Quicken, my friends. If anyone knows what Brain Quicken is, you're probably excited as me right now. This is Tim Ferriss's cognitive supplement. Is this a super chat? It's highlighted in orange. No. What's your advice? Let's go back to the questions. Really excited to try this, by the way. Tim Ferriss's original supplement. Johnny, what's your advice for someone starting a new YouTube channel? Okay, number one. Number one is start the damn thing. You know, more than what's the famous Woody Allen quote? Like 50% of success is showing up. Well, I believe it's 80%. So start the damn YouTube channel. This is like my advice to everyone. Upload the first video, and then we'll talk. Because most people never get started. They've got all these like fears and what people think of them holding them back, and some excuse here and there. Just make a damn video. I don't care if it's just using your phone or your camera. Because once you create your first video, that starts the wave of momentum. Once you're moving, what's Einstein's quote or whatever, I don't know, some physicist who said, once something's in motion, it tends to stay in motion. Yeah, you want to use that principle. So start the damn channel. And then if you're looking for some more strategical, tactical things, rather than just, oh, make a video, which is really important, then define your niche, define who you're talking to. So your target avatar, your niche that you've chosen, and don't deviate from your niche. A lot of people start broad and do all these crazy different, like they talk about this and that, and there's no like one coherent idea. So the idea for this channel, it's self-improvement, and it's life-changing books in 10 minutes or less, like period. That's it. And so it's defined. It's in a niche of mostly 20-year-olds who love self-improvement books. And so it's not just random self-development, like we've even niched it down. So choose a niche and then post consistent content, be consistent, and think of this long-term, man. Like if you can't do this for 24 months, then you're screwed. You need the mindset going into it that you can create a video every day or every week on a consistent basis, providing value. So that's the place to start, and then there's a lot of other tactical stuff later, but you need to focus on the fundamentals and getting started. If you guys have any feedback on how I can improve here on the stream, like is my voice too loud, is it too soft, am I speaking too fast, should I slow down, should I pause? If you have any ideas, let me know. Is the camera okay? Blah, blah, blah. All right, what else we got here? Okay, we've got a lot of questions here, guys. So I'll try my best to get through them all, but I won't be able to answer them all, unfortunately, today, but I'll try my best. Despite watching so much of the motivational videos, this is from Fateh. I'm trying to say names. Despite watching so much of the motivational videos, I still can't work meticulously on my goals. What to do, brother? Stop watching the motivational videos, dude. Stop it. You know, this motivational compilation culture, absolute quack. Like, if you need a... You know, everyone gets inspired differently, and I'm not saying it's bad to like watch motivational videos, but if you're relying on them to motivate you, then you don't actually have an intrinsic motivator, which is more important than external motivators. Then you don't have an intrinsic motivator. So you need to do some self-work on yourself and start finding who you are, start creating yourself, start learning more about you and what drives you. Pay attention to your month as a whole. Look back at the calendar every day, write in a journal how you're feeling and why and what you're doing, track your time, things like that, and then identify which parts of your day are where you feel great. Like what happens just before you feel great, what happens while you feel great, and ask those questions like, when I'm doing X, I feel so engaged in the moment, I feel great. What is that X? What is the activity where you feel so great? And then do more of that. So there's a lot I could say here, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you haven't clearly defined your purpose, and therefore you probably don't have any values that you can live by. And therefore, you're probably just floating around. Like you might have some general idea of what you want to do, like whether it's fitness, build a body, or build a business, or whatever it is, start a YouTube channel. But if you don't have like a core driving force and you haven't identified what that is, then yeah, you're going to constantly be relying on these motivational videos just to get a temporary pump. So really find what your intrinsic motivator is. For me, it's just fulfilling my potential. And that took me years to figure out, man. Like it's probably not going to come overnight, but it took me years to find that out and eventually get clear on that. I just want to be the best damn Brandon that I can possibly be before I die, and always know that I'm doing my best. Alternate Score, cool channel name. We might have things in common. We've even got the same brand colors, pink and white. There is this one question. Robert Kiyosaki says in Rich Dad Poor Dad that general knowledge is better than specialized knowledge. However, Napoleon Hill has a chapter called Specialized Knowledge. Your thoughts? Okay, this is a great thing. So what Alternate Score is saying here is that, you know, in Rich Dad, he says general knowledge. In Think and Grow Rich, he says specialized knowledge. So what the hell is going on here? Who do you listen to? Which one is right? And I recently had a conversation with my mentor, and I was confused with this as well. It seems like, you know, Grant Cardone will say one thing, and then my boy Clark will say another thing, and then Robert Kiyosaki will say another thing, and Tim Ferriss will say another thing. And so you're like, what the hell? All these contradictions in the self-development world. What's going on? Who do I listen to? And yeah, like, I mean, every human is different, and we've all got different perspectives in terms of what works for us. And so we preach and emphasize different messages. So here's the truth. It's like the stupid work hard versus work smart debate. It's such a dumb debate. Like, people are trying to figure out like which one is better. And the truth is you need both. Okay, both are important. My personal opinion is just that working smarter is just a tad more important than work hard. But who gives a crap? Like the important thing is that both are important. And so when we're talking about general knowledge versus specific knowledge, my personal opinion is that specialized knowledge is a little bit more important than general knowledge. But again, like you need both. Having like a general knowledge of the foundations of what makes a good life, like health, wealth, love, and happiness. Having a general knowledge of things to optimize each of those areas is great. But then you also want a specialized skill set, an area of knowledge where you're so damn good at it that people exchange value to you and regard you in a very high manner. And so you just get way more out of life when you're very good at one thing and have a specialized knowledge in one area. So you need both. Yeah, don't let it confuse you. People just emphasize different messages. So, Nikhil, message retracted. Johnny, what's your goal for 2019 and how are you going to achieve it? What's your goal for 2019 and how are you going to achieve it? Yeah, that's a great question. So my goal is to build an online academy for you guys and get 2,000 of you enrolled in the program. So it's a big, audacious goal. And ultimately, I want you guys coming out of the program with real results in your life. So you can wake up every day feeling motivated and have significantly reduced a lot of problems in your life and develop habits that get you to where you want to go and who you want to be. So that's my goal, to have 2,000 of you students. And that's actually why I'm starting this Q&A, to start developing a connection with you and getting your feedback on how we can build this online academy into one that is going to benefit you greatly and actually get results in your life, so that no longer do you stay where you are and just lay on the couch or your bed in your bedroom and just watch more videos and consume more books without actually getting to where you want to be and developing the lifestyle that you want. So that's my big, hairy, audacious goal for 2019. 2,000 of you students and helping you guys get real results in your life. How am I going to achieve it? Well, this is part of the strategy to start developing a relationship that's more deep with you guys by doing like this Q&A. So that's the start. And then I've got a whole bunch of systems. Like I'm training an animator now to take over the creation process for the videos so that I can focus on building and developing the product. So that's where we started in terms of how we're going to achieve it. And we've also got a website up. That's all ready to go. And then we're going to set up email funnels where I tell stories about my life and then also personally interact with you guys to help solve your problems. What is that Brain Quick? This supplement, this is, if you know about Tim Ferriss, type him in on YouTube. He's like the optimization guy. Most people would know Tim Ferriss. And he created this formula years ago. And it's a cognitive supplement. And I was curious to try it because Tim Ferriss is regarded as like the world's like top biohacker optimization dude. And so he doesn't own the formula. He actually sold it to another company. But you know, you don't really hear about it much these days. He's probably using other supplements these days. I don't really know. But I wanted to go back to why is it so white? The original and try it and see if it actually works on my brain. So I actually took it 45 minutes ago, perhaps. And I've been so engaged with you guys, I don't even know if it's working. But I need to do a proper 1 month trial to actually get see whether it's actually working. But right now I feel great, man. Super focused and engaged with you guys. So who knows? Maybe it's a supplement. Maybe it's just me. 100% better. Avinash, welcome. Bhavam. Read my name and say hi. Well, okay. I mean, everyone. Okay, I get this. Like this annoys me, but I also understand it. So read my name and say hi. I used to do this stuff too when I'm on streams. I know what it's like to be on a stream. When you're listening to someone, you want your question answered. You want attention. And we all want attention. We all crave it, whether we admit it or not. On a fundamental level, we are wired to crave attention. And so to say, read my name and say hi, I empathize with that. Like I understand you, Bhavan. But at the same time, you know, maybe because I say your name, maybe it does inspire you. Like, oh my God, he said my name. And then you go out and do something great. But I think it's a much better, my personal opinion, it's a much better use of your time and also my time. If you actually ask a specific question that you want to ask me in order to improve your life. Otherwise, it's kind of just like, hey, look at me. And it doesn't really add any value to the world. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's just the truth. So yeah, it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. I learned from mentors that this is a valueless activity, just getting attention for no real reason. Like there's no intention. I want to help people who actually want to learn and ask those questions and really advance their life. And so that's where you develop a great connection. So anyway, short rant. I really appreciate you coming on the stream, man. But yeah, that's just me. So if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. That's just how I put it. Majad just came from Yeah, I know. What is your stubborn art of not giving effect advices? I'm not sure what you're trying to say here. Hitten. What is my opinion about it? I'm not quite sure. Bro, that $1 million hairstyle. Yeah, mate. How to start on YouTube when you hate your voice. So this is from Sheik. You just start. Yeah, it's a boring answer, but you just start. I didn't like my voice when I first. I get comments about my voice all the time. It's a little bit higher pitched and raspy than most dudes, and so people are often too quick to point out, oh, your voice. So like some guy in this chat said, one of my subscribers here. Forgot your name, dude. Who said it? Like, I thought I was 15 years old or something. Things like this. But like, whatever. Like, I mean, your voice is what your voice is. You can do a bit of like vocal training or whatever to strengthen, and you can speak from your belly, so you can improve it a little bit here. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is due to your genetics. But anyway, how to start on YouTube when you hate voice? Just start, man. You care too much about what people think of your own voice, and maybe your own self-image too. So. Just record one, and that's it. And do it with an intention of not even uploading it to YouTube. Just listen to it back and do, what do they call it in psychology? It's like this therapy where exposure therapy. You just listen to your voice over and over again until it becomes normal, and then it's no longer a problem. All right, I'm going to come straight to the bottom of the chat here. I have to skip a few questions, so you got another opportunity to answer questions where I can actually see. So let me see here. Best of luck in your goal. This is from Smiley. When you start the online academy, how will we know? Don't worry, I'll keep you informed via YouTube here. But if you really want to stay in the loop, then I recommend subscribing to my email list, where I send out a monthly book review of what I've been reading every month. So there should be a link in the description, or you can go to percentbetter.com/subscribe. That's percentbetter.com/subscribe, and we'll stay in touch via email. Improvement pill advises against taking such pills and rather rely on natural stuff. I could see why he says that. I'd have to look into more about what he says. But ultimately, the reason I'm taking it is I like to experiment, and to just flat out not even experiment is just not smart in my opinion. You always want to be trying new things. I'll be taking this for now. I'd love to learn more about Improvement Pill's opinion. Hey man, you are really awesome. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. What is the best fiction book you've read? I don't read a lot of fiction, but if I had to say, what immediately comes to mind is George's Marvelous Medicine by Roald Dahl. Check it out. George's Marvelous Medicine by Roald Dahl. Say that. Zakaria, hey, what are the courses, boot camps which provided you with the most life-changing value? By the way, your voice sucks, just kidding. Nice one. What are the courses, boot camps which provided you with the most life-changing value? I paid about $500 to hop in one of Ty Lopez's course. It was okay. But what course has really changed me? You know what? It's really been my mentors, books and mentors, and personal mentors. I'm not really a coursey person. I've invested in some courses here and there, but ultimately it's been books, mentors, and execution. So there you go. Kunal Limbadia. People you follow personally. I tell you what, the most valuable virtual mentor I have found this year, and I can't believe I did not find this man earlier. His name is Sam Ovens. If you go on YouTube after this stream and type in Sam Ovens, and you follow this guy and really sit down and listen to his content, holy crap, he's changed everything for me. Doesn't mean it will influence you as much as he's influenced me. Everyone's different, but for me, holy crap, I wouldn't even be doing this stream right now if it weren't for him. You wouldn't even be on this Q&A if it weren't for him. He changed everything. Like now I only have 6 apps on my phone. Where is my phone? Oh, I'm using it to stream. I would show you my wallpaper. I only got 6 apps on my iPhone because of him. I bought an alarm clock to wake myself up because of him. I got a sleep routine because of him. It's still not perfect. I've got some work to go, but it's much better than it used to be. I'm like a minimalist because of Sam Ovens. He has changed my whole life. I ordered a food delivery service because of him. And stopped cooking my own food to focus time on actually building value for you guys and building this academy behind the scenes to help you. It's because of him my life has absolutely changed. And I feel like I'm forever in gratitude to this guy. Sam Ovens, okay? So for beginners to self-development, I mean, sure, you can start there. You may find his level of thinking is a bit higher level, but you'll find that what he actually teaches is very simple. It seems we're so barred up in distractions these days, and we think life is complicated, we think business is complicated. It's not. There's just so much noise in the marketplace in today's society that you think like growing a YouTube channel requires some crazy knowledge when, yeah, it does require some, but at the end of the day, it's just like fundamental principles, like be consistent with your content, add value, make people feel great, teach them something, choose a niche. Like just simple things like this, like life and business is really not that complicated. Some of you might think I'm crazy for saying that, but it's what I've figured out after 4 years of self-development, and Sam Ovens can help you with that. Love the Aussie accent. Hell yeah. Welcome, David. Johnny, any advice on growth hacking a YouTube channel? I've talked about this a bit earlier in the stream, but I would forget the word growth hacking if you haven't even started a channel, and think fundamental principles. And start off by posting one video. Be consistent every week. Come into this with a 2-year mindset. Choose a niche, define your type of audience. That's it. Start with that, and then we'll talk about growth hacking. Do you think there are any real lessons specific to the 21st century, or are the same fundamentals from Plato, Machiavellianism, Napoleon? Everything seems similar with slight differences. Yeah, man, the principles are exactly the same. In terms of specific advice for the 21st century, yeah. Modern civilization is absolutely cooked. It's just, let me show more of me here. Maybe we'll move. We'll do like Tai Lopez style, where we make things more engaging by moving around. So what was the question? Let me see. Advice specific to the 21st century. Yeah, so the modern environment is just stupid. It is not designed for human flourishing, okay? There's noisy traffic out the window right now. That's not normal. It's not normal at all. Our ancestors would have been listening to bird sounds, animals, nature's wind going through trees. Artificial lights like this, not normal. Your body's just like not adapted to this sort of stuff. And so I would really look into primal living. Blue lights on the computer screens, that's not normal. And it doesn't mean they're necessarily bad, but often many things are unless you approach it the right way. So, things in the modern diet like Coca-Cola, that's BS. I quit that 3 years ago because drinking soda is one of the worst things you can do for you. I'd rather smoke 26 cigarettes. And then, if I only had the choice between the two, I'd rather smoke 26 cigarettes and chug down sodas all day. But whatever, they're both terrible for you. And they're part of civilization that just shouldn't, it's just bad. Majad, bro, I don't have patience. Why is that? Could be a number of things. Number one could be, well, you tell yourself you're not patient, so you're not patient. You are the stories you tell yourself, so stop saying I'm not patient and start saying I'm patient. The next thing you could do is practice meditation, but you're asking why you're not patient. But yeah, probably because that's the story you tell yourself. And then maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe there's some parental upbringing in your childhood where you felt like you had to be on your toes all the time because your parents had some kind of, I don't know, influence on you where they're like, Majad, go out and clean the basement right now. I don't know. It could be a number of things, but that's something you'd need to explore deeper, probably on a one-on-one call with me. What's that pill? Brain Quicken, man. Tim Ferriss's original cognitive supplement. Again, that's Brain Quicken by Tim Ferriss. YouTube it. 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of Grey. Thanks. I was looking at a Business Insider. This is the investing journey.
Wow, my voice is starting to run out. I don't normally talk this much. I'm like a super introvert in my zone every day on the computer, like writing things, creating things. I was looking at Business Insider article that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by Feb. What do you think about that? Love your stuff, by the way. 80%. Yeah, most New Year's resolutions fail because the masses of average, mediocre people are the ones who are setting them. And so they don't yet have the mindset or the discipline or the knowledge to understand how to actually set resolutions that stick. And forget the word resolution, you want to think habits. And so, like, clarify what your purpose is, what you value, and then create your goals from that, and then figure out what habits you actually have to develop in order to achieve that. And then it's like smart things. I've actually got a book. I wrote a short ebook. It's a very short book, and it's called 1% Success Habits. I believe it's on Amazon now for like $1, but it should be going free soon. But either way, if you go to Google and type in 1% Success Habits, you should find my book, and it's specifically on how to develop and retain habits so that you get up every day to exercise, or you drink water every day, you eat healthy every day, because you know how to make the habit stick. So I've got a book on that. Again, it's called 1% Success Habits by Brandon Nankerville. So yeah, most people don't take it seriously enough. They don't have a purpose, they don't have values, they're not clear on what they want out of life, and so things just wither. They're like relying on this high that, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this resolution someday, and then yeah, they're back to their old habits. Comes down to habits, man. Love your editing skills. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I'm actually getting an animator to take over. He's in training right now. What's your main source of income right now? Good question. Pretty much everything through the YouTube channel. So there's ad revenue through YouTube. There's affiliate marketing. There's coaching. But the primary income stream, there's actually a large chunk coming from the Confessions of a Porn Addict video. And that's my mentor. My mentor and I partnered up to sell this course in order to provide value to those struggling with pornography addiction. And my mentor, JK is his name, he's such a cool guy. I'm so glad I met him. And he's running an awesome business to help men overcome their porn addiction. And he's helped over 2,000 men quit their pornography addiction. And so it's so wonderful. I feel so blessed to be able to collaborate with him and distribute that product to our audience here on 1% Better and really solve their problem of pornography addiction. And so in exchange, people have been paying money for this product and investing in themselves. And so then I get a commission from that, which is another a nice income stream. And then also a little bit of coaching. I did 4 coaching sessions a few weeks ago, probably over a month ago now. And those went splendidly. So I've also got a bit through that. If you want a one-on-one coaching session with me, you're interested in investing in yourself that way, then feel free to go to my channel page, and I have an email address, and you can email me, or simply go to percentbetter.com/contact if you're interested in a paid coaching session. What's your main source of income? So we just answered that. What is the best mind-blowing self-development book? Mind-blowing. You know what? The one that started reading for me, for like everything, like I would not be here today if it weren't for this book. This is the first book that made me read 300 more books. It's what made me fall in love with reading. And it's called Exploring the World. Let's go for a walk. Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Stephen LaBarge. Again, that's Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Stephen LaBarge. It is fascinating. And this is actually one of my big, hairy, audacious goals. In 25 years' time, I want to crack this. Maybe in 10 years, who knows? But it's this idea of lucid dreaming where, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they've got these space companies, Richard Branson, they've got these space companies, and they're all like interested in space exploration, where they're going further out in the universe, looking to see if they can find life, inhabit another planet. But for me, I'm the opposite. My big, hairy, audacious goal is to go inwards, inside the mind, so deep, just like reaching the edge of space, but reaching the inner confines of the mind and going deep down in that. And one vehicle I've identified is this idea of lucid dreaming. And you can actually do that. You could technically have a lucid dream tonight. It's rare to have it in your first night, But within 2 weeks, I had my first lucid dream by reading this book and practicing the methods in it. And lucid dreaming is insane because you actually become aware that you're dreaming, and then you can start directing the course of the dream. And the thing is, you may have heard this before, and famous athletes know this, and it's that the mind can't actually distinguish between reality and your own thoughts and visualizations. There's no difference. And they've proved this over and over again with scientific experiments and brain scans. And so, if we figure out how to optimize this process of lucid dreaming, there's so much yet to explore in the mind. And so one of my big goals is, how can we utilize lucid dreaming, probably lucid dreaming, that's the current vehicle. How can we use lucid dreaming to develop an extra 1 hour of productivity in our lives while we sleep? So you can actually practice a skill, you can practice public speaking in your own mind in a lucid dream where the experience feels 100% real, and you wouldn't even know there's a difference between real life and the dream. It's just bizarre. So anyway, that was mind-blowing for me. Exploring the world of lucid dreaming, that is a big part of what my mission is to do here on this earth. First is to build 1% better, but then we want to go beyond and explore the deep confines of the mind. So while everyone's focusing on space, and that's awesome, I want to go to the opposite end of the spectrum and go deep in this thing. What a fascinating thing. One of the most complex systems in the world, and we're still trying to figure it out. Just letting you know, I love your channel, man. Really appreciate it, McCall. Really appreciate it. Zakaria, GG. Love the cool vibes you give off from India. Nice, man. Johnny, I'm just going to see if anyone else has got questions here that I haven't answered yet. Preethan, were you this productive in your early teenage? No, I wasn't. I didn't even know about self-improvement or anything. But at the time, I was unicycling. I did extreme unicycling, like an extreme sport. And without knowing what self-improvement was, I was setting goals. And I'm like, cool, what trick can I do today? And there's actually an old YouTube channel I created 10 years ago, maybe even 11 years ago now. And it's called Unicycle List. If you type in my name, Brandon Nankivel, unicycle, you'll find all my old extreme sport videos when I was a teenager, and I was determined to be the first in the world to do these cool tricks. And I actually became 4th in the world to pull off a stunt, a unicycle stunt. And there was so much hard work and practice that went into that. So I had determination since I was a teenager, but I didn't know about self-improvement. So if you want to check out my old unicycle videos, again, it's Brandon Nankivel Unicycle, and you should find it. Ty Lopez style, show us your garage. All right, let's go find the garage. I gotta keep my voice down. I'm in a co-working public space, but it's just quiet today. Let me see, this is my garage. I'll show you the kitchen actually, if no one's in here. Oh, we've got a cleaner. Oh, sorry. One moment. They speak Spanish. I'm actually in Columbia right now. This is a view from the kitchen. Pretty cool. And then this is my garage right here that just happens to look like a kitchen. So anyway, I'm going to leave the cleaner go. And then we'll get back into my not garage, the anti-garage. There's a little adventure for you. Okay, that's pretty quiet. Why don't we go around? So as you can see, I pretty much got this whole office to myself today. This is like a little gem. Like I'm the only one here pretty much, apart from the cleaner. So I've got this whole office space to myself. Yeah, pretty insane. It's just a co-working space in Columbia, Medellin. Oh, that's kind of cool. Rainbows. I need to go to the bathroom soon. You know what? Every time I'm on a call with one of my mentors, I'm just like in the bathroom taking a piss. And I feel like doing that right now. I mean, we can do that on the live stream. A piss with Brandon. All right, I gotta find the toilet. Let's go. Maybe I'll give you a lesson while I'm urinating. Oh, there it is. All right. It's called a baño in Spanish. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm actually doing this. I mean, why would I act differently just because it's you guys on YouTube? We'll put this here. All right. What's the next question? What do you think of Stoicism? Okay. So Stoicism, I think. Let me make sure this is on. Stoicism is basically what I live my life on. The principles of, hang on, I don't think I'm multitasking. Give me one moment. Stoicism is what I live my life on. And the core tenet of Stoicism is like, don't focus on the variables outside of your control, because otherwise you're going to be miserable, right? And so there's a bit more to Stoicism than that. I recommend following Ryan Holiday if you want to learn more about that, and read the book The Obstacle is the Way. I've actually got a video here on YouTube, and I love it. Stoicism, it's like a philosophy that's based on religious principles, kind of, but it's not a religion, and that's what I like about it. And it's completely up to you. It's all on you to. It's almost like Buddhism, but without the religious component and all the fancy bells and whistles. And it's completely changed my life for good. So Stoicism, I love it. I live on it. Like, I practice it. Your take on karma? Yeah, I believe in it. Like, if you give good out to the world, you get good back from the world. Simple as that. Could you recommend red pill books? Yeah, The Rational Male, The Prince, 48 Laws of Power, some more books if you could name some. The Prince and the 48 Laws of Power, Strategies of War. Yeah, Laws of Power, it can be a red pill, but I don't know. I would say Preventative Medicine by Rollo Tomasi. It's like the second book by him. I would check that out on red pill. But all you really need is The Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi in regards to red pill. I don't know why people want so much more information. Maybe you feel like a sponge right now. But you don't need any more information, really, than The Rational Male on red pill. So read that. It'll be good. There's nothing to dry my hands here. Yes, that was taking a pee with Brandon in the bathroom. Oh, let's go here. What have you learned from your life? Oh, I've learned many things. Yeah, what have I learned? I've learned to not settle for less. I've learned that I have a huge amount of control over my life, and that it's stupid to work in a 9-to-5 job that I hate just to pay the bills and then die, and that's just dumb. So I would rather take the risk of building my own work, my own career, in something where I'm passionate about, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's great. And yes, there have been struggles along the way, but there's also been many highs. And so now on a consistent basis, I feel so much better than I was at my old job where I did what I hated. And one big single finding is that you really do have more control than you think. And life is a science. If you get the science and the formulas right, nearly every day you can feel awesome and just know how to tackle the day. Like right now in my life, I really feel like I can solve any problem. I really do. Like, there's nothing that I feel I can't do. And it's just a great feeling to have, because now I'm not in this universe where a lot of people find confusing, but I don't find it confusing at all. It's a science, it's formulas, it's mathematics. Even some of the most famous thinkers, the greatest thinkers in the world, Euclidean or whatever his name is, Euclidean, he said that, people are confused by the world, but that's because they haven't looked into understanding mathematics. And I don't know a lot about mathematics, but based on my spiritual findings and my spiritual journey, I found that everything is interconnected, and everything is essentially a system, and you can manipulate the system in your favor. And it's just, it's incredible. I'll take your leave. Best of luck for your new endeavor. All right, Avinash, catch you later. Top 3 philosophy books. And what are my top 3 philosophy books? Let's go back to the co-working space. My top 3 philosophy books are... First that comes to mind is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, Stoic philosophy. A second, any book by Nietzsche is just mind-blowing. So Friedrich Nietzsche, holy crap, crazy guy, but profound. He affected all the famous psychologists like Carl Jung and what's the other dude? Sigmund Freud. Another great one is Civilization and Its Discontents. Not technically philosophy, but maybe it is. Civilization and Its Discontents. That was an amazing read as well. Adios, ciao, catch you, dude. How to have a clear mind. Get your health right, eat good food, get your sleep, establish what your life purpose is, and if you don't know it, just come up with a temporary life purpose that you can abide by. That's it, really. That's how you have a clear mind. Be excited about what you're doing. Work on something you love. Take care of your health. Exercise. That's it. How you know that's true? Sorry, I don't have a memory from that long ago, so I'm not sure what that's referring to. Should I break up with my girlfriend? Yeah, when you're asking should I break up with my girlfriend, 90% of the time the answer is yes, but it's hard to admit. But before you make any assumptions and big moves, let's just read through this. I want to break up because I want to concentrate more on my faith. And I don't know how to explain to her that it is not because of her that I came to this conclusion. I want to break up because I want to concentrate more on my faith. Cool, man. Like, it sounds like you know what you want. And if you say that with full authenticity, while she may be extremely hurt, in the long run, you'll be a more respected person for doing what you truly desire. But the first thing I'd consider is, well, do you actually need to break up with her to concentrate more on your faith? I'd first find ways, providing you're happy with this girl, providing you're happy, see if you can find ways to concentrate on your faith without having to let her go. But if it's really not possible, I completely relate with you in my life. I've got a relationship I've got to end, not a girlfriend, but with someone else, if I want to concentrate more on my business and helping you guys. So yeah, chances are you just got to do it. There's not really any other way around it, apart from what I've mentioned. And you just got to go for it and face the situation head on and say, you know what, I know what I value in my life. I want to focus on this, and you're an obstacle to that. So I have to let you go. And then, you know, it's not because of you, but it's simply because of my own values and goals that this has to be done. It's a decision I have to make. Bam, that's it. Let it go. Why am I introverted? Okay. Why am I introverted? Well, my gut reaction is to say, who gives a crap? Now, I'm actually an introvert myself. It's very rare that I hop on a camera and speak extrovertedly like this. I have moments, but for the most part, I'm a massive introvert. I'm on my computer 12 hours a day, and I love like calculating formulas and creating things. So I relate, man. I used to wonder this too, and I eventually just stopped questioning it. Some things in life just don't need to be questioned, and that sounds crazy. Like, at the same time, I'd say question everything, but that doesn't mean you should pursue it for like ever. Like, some questions should just remain untouched. And asking why you're an introvert, that's like asking, why is the universe a sphere? Why are we here? Why do we exist? Like, I don't know. Mother Nature just said, all right, Iton, he now identifies as introvert. So, but here's the distinguishing thing I would make here. You know, if you keep telling yourself you're an introvert, you'll be an introvert. I believe we all have inherent character traits that are hard to really go against. And in our genetics and biology, like, you know, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. And but that doesn't mean that you can't learn to be extroverted if that's something you need in order to achieve your goal. But at your core, you will always be something. That's what I believe. And at my core, I'm an introvert, but I understand and recognize that I can learn to be extroverted where possible. So I would stop worrying about why you're an introvert and focus on you know, what's great about being an introvert, what's not, and can I learn to be extroverted if I need to, and then just leave it at that and accept yourself as an introvert that can learn to be extroverted if he needs. It doesn't really need a why. Top 3 psychology books: fiction, non-fiction. Civilization and Its Discontents by Sigmund Freud, any book by Nietzsche, and Influence by Robert Cialdini. What have you learned from my life? Pick my question. Well, you've been picked. Well done. What have I learned from my life? I've already answered this earlier in the video, but one big lesson is get a mentor. A mentor will dramatically increase the acceleration of your progress in life. I'm going to scroll to the bottom here and make sure the most recent questions are answered. If it wasn't answered, please ask it again and I might get around to it. Let's see here. What do you think of the Enneagram? This is from Anwar. Welcome, dude. Love the avatar, Dragon Ball Z. I originally fell in love with it because I had identified with one of the personality characteristics or chapters so well, and I was convinced that it was legit, but then I realized that, as Jim Carrey says, personalities, they don't really exist. And they do in a sense, like you are born with strengths and weaknesses that you should adhere to and really focus on your strengths. But at the end of the day, these are kind of like books that, I mean, someone's just created their own model of, like, they've just kind of artificially created it and sliced it into categories, and then you start categorizing yourself as a specific personality. And like, to me, that's sort of limiting. I just believe I'm this thing that can embody anything I want, and I can tell myself any story I want and embody that personality. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stick to your core strengths. It's kind of a vague, raspy answer, but there you go. So yeah, I don't really follow the Enneagram anymore. I just know I am this walking entity on the universe made up of particles, and I have a certain degree of control of how I can arrange these particles. The advice you would give to yourself 10 years ago. When I was 13 years old, probably start reading good books that you want to read. That's probably what I'd say. And then the books sort of start uncovering other lessons about life. Monish, I am having trouble waking up early. What to do? First, figure out your sleep chronotype. So go onto YouTube and type in sleep chronotype. Watch a video, figure out which one you are, and then align your sleeping schedule with your chronotype. So in my case, I'm a bear chronotype. My question to you is, what is your chronotype? Because you could be trying to have a sleep schedule where your body and your biology isn't wired to go to bed or go to sleep and wake up at certain times. So there's that. It could be other things like diet and nutrition factors. It could be not getting enough sunlight and all this crap that it's amazing. Your brain chemistry, it affects everything in your life. So get your health sorted: diet, exercise, sleep chronotype, and then create a consistent schedule. Even I'm not perfect on schedules. Well, I do wake up early these days, 7 to 8 a.m., which I consider early. So yeah, try to get your health in check, sleep chronotype. How can you meet me? Send me an email. What should you look for in a mentor? You should look for someone who's approximately 3 to 6 years ahead of you, I'd say. 3 to 6 years ahead of you. So not 25 years ahead of you, that they're kind of out of your realm of your mindset. So someone about 5 years ahead of you is perfect. And then look for the traits that you want to embody in your future self, and see if your mentor or potential mentor has those traits and has those achievements that you want. That's it. That's the kind of mentor you want. How to prioritize a book from so many books in a genre like sales. Oh man, I have got a formula for this, and I've created an Excel spreadsheet that has a custom formula where it evaluates a book based on my interest level, the foundational skills it teaches, how relevant it is to my life, and there's another metric I use to measure it. And then I run my book through those formulas, I import my list, and then it automatically prioritizes the book that will give me the most value. So it's an incredible tool that I am developing that I may release eventually later this year. And that way you're not ever confused about what book you got to read. You have a list of 100 books that you want to read, and then this tool, you put in the books and bam, it will spit out a rating for each book that determines how important and relevant it is to your life and your goals, so you know exactly what to read each time. But yeah, basically the metrics I use are: how interested am I in the book? Does it teach me a lifelong skill that I can embody forever, so an evergreen skill? And is it directly relevant to my life right now? That's how I prioritize. I used to just read what I want in my phase of exploration, but now I'm more intentional about reading, because intentional reading gets you more results in life. Love you, man. Thanks. You're welcome. Yep, I'm only 23, Alex. 10s have passed, but how do I find my passion out of those, and how to remember things like the way you remember things from reading? 10s have passed, so many parts. How do I find my passion out of those? We'll sit down and write down those 10 things and then give it a rating. Out of 5, how passionate am I about this activity? Which activity do I lose track of time in? So ask those questions, do that rating, and then you should have a clearer idea of which one you're most passionate about. But I tell you what, focus is the king. Focus will get you far in life if you just choose one. And discipline yourself and make the leap. And it's scary. You want to do everything, but if you do everything, you ain't getting nowhere. So yeah, do those exercises, list down to 10, create a rating system and rate them, and then you'll have a better idea. Are you a virgin? No, I'm not, but I used to be. Wow, man. Okay, maybe advice you would give yourself 3 years ago. Get a mentor. Yeah, and I think it was 3 years ago. I just got my mentor, so yep, get a mentor. How you memorize what you read? I think memorization, it's kind of it's not really a good word. It's like you learn that in traditional education system, but I don't really like this word memorize. You should embody what you learn. I like that word better, because this memorizing stuff is kind of like this rote learning where you just kind of memorize it and read it out again and not really understand. So understand and embody. So the better question would be, how do I understand and embody what I read? Because I don't actually memorize what I read. To me, that's kind of silly. I embody and understand what I read and then implement it. And how do I do that? Well, I just do it. It's not any complicated than that. It's simple. I read it and then I go, all right, this is directly relevant to my work. So I recently read a book called Work the Systems, for example, and it's about how to systemize your business so that you can detach yourself from it and step in when you like. And so that frees up my time and helps me scale the business. And so I listen to my audiobook, I go for a walk, and then I come home and I execute on it. That's it. Like, yeah. You are what you believe. That's true. Damn right. You are what you tell yourself. Here's an exercise for everyone listening right now. I want you to fill in the blank. I'm going to say a statement, and then you're going to answer with what you think it is. So I want to see what you identify yourself as. So if you tell yourself, I am blank, what is a blank? What immediately came to your head? I am, so it could be, I am Brandon, or I am an entrepreneur. I am a student. I am a bad person. I am, what comes to mind straight away? Whatever comes to mind straight away for you, don't worry about the rationalizing after it. Whatever came to your mind first, that's your unconscious mind speaking to you. And that's what you tell yourself every day. You say, I am a doctor, I am a student. And you need to understand is that what you identify as is how you will behave. Your identity is linked to your behavior on a daily basis. So if you identify as a student, you always do things that a student will do, which is study, and in the traditional education system, you'll just memorize stuff. But if you say, I am a 1%er, you're at 1% better, you'll learn stuff that actually matters more than the traditional education system, and that's why we exist. If you identify as wealthy, you'll become wealthy in the long term, or at least set yourself up for behaviors on a daily basis that will allow you to become wealthy. So what you identify as is really important. How do you prioritize books? I answered this just before. Let me know if you need me to explain it again. How do you decide when a book isn't worth reading? Again, through my system, I run it through a tool and a spreadsheet and a special formula I created, and it's all weighted, so it's all adjusted for you. And basically what I do is again, recapping this, how interested am I in the book? How directly relevant is it to my life right now? And will this provide me with foundational skills for the rest of my life? Those are the main 3 criteria, and there's one more. And so if it doesn't meet that criteria, like I'm not interested in it, it doesn't teach lifelong skills, and it's not directly relevant, then it's a waste of time. Like, why would you even read it? Like, maybe you could be wrong. It's just a system. It's a guide. But more often than not, I've read so many books now that I've got a feel for, what isn't worth my time and what is. So every time you pick up a book, that is an investment of your time. So be wise about it. How to break habits. So I'm not actually an expert on breaking bad habits. I know how to form new ones and change existing ones, but I don't really know how to completely break bad habits. But what I can say is that, you know what, maybe I'm making up BS here, and maybe I do. One thing I found is the pain and pleasure principle. So if you're smoking a cigarette every day, you need to understand to yourself and constantly expose yourself to reasons why smoking is bad and why it's such a good thing if you were to quit it. And I think there's a guy called Alan Carr who wrote a book on how to quit smoking or whatever and how to quit the habit. And for me, this has worked in life where, you really look into the negatives of continuing to do what you do and ask yourself in 10 years what life will be like if you continue this. And maybe it's die of cancer. Like my mother died of cancer, and guess what? Cigarette smoker. And this only happened a year and a half ago. So it's pretty big, but I saw it coming a mile away. You keep up that smoking habit, you keep up bad health, you'll die early. So it's really unfortunate. But she lived a hard life, had bipolar disorder, and so smoking kind of helped relieve that. But again, ticking time bomb, man. Like bad habits will literally kill you early if you're not careful. So yeah, emphasize the bad points. Like most people go through with bad habits unconsciously. They kind of just do it. Like they know they're doing it. They know it's kind of bad, but they don't really ever like stick down and look into what will the consequences be if they continue this bad habit. So look at the pain caused by continuing this habit, and then look at the advantages by quitting. And then remind yourself of that every day. What do you think the world is? Do you find life and being alive weird? What do you think? Yeah, life's bizarre, man. What do I think about the simulation? Yeah, we could be a simulation. Maybe. Maybe not. What do you think this world is? Yeah. It's bizarre, man. Like, what a bizarre... Yeah, through my 6-month existential phase, this is when I really started to relate with the old philosophers and all the old books, like Friedrich Nietzsche and Sigmund Freud. They've all been through these crazy thoughts of how wild life is when you think about it. But now I don't really think about, from an existential standpoint, I'm more in the moment these days, just living out my life and just embracing it for what it is. And I don't really need to know what it is anymore because it's just beyond comprehension. We don't really know why we're here, but we can create our own reason for it and our own meaning. And that took me a long time and a lot of pain and a lot of struggles, a lot of anxiety to eventually figure that out. So yeah, I'm not completely closed to the question. It's always interesting to explore, but at the moment in my life, I just don't really think about that question. Although for a long time it was a big theme in my life. For 6 months, I was scratching my head over that question, and it sent me into existential angst and depression. It was crazy. I can't give up masturbating. I don't know everything about dopamine. If you keep telling yourself you can't give up masturbating, then yeah, you won't be able to give up masturbating. So tell yourself you can. If that's what you really want. I don't think masturbating is that bad unless you're super reliant on it as a de-stressor and you combine it with pornography, then yeah, that's a problem. But start with the stories you tell yourself. If you keep saying you can't do it, then you won't be able to do it. Like, simple. And start exercising. Exercising is great. Best book on pickup, Models by Mark Manson. Top advice regarding women. Stop reading books, go out and do it. So it's kind of contradictory advice. But yeah, no, a bit of theory is good, like 10% theory. But once you got 10% theory, 90% of it is literally going out on the street and walking up to a beautiful girl that you find attractive and saying hi with the intention of bringing her home to sleep with her. And, you know, a lot of fears come up when I suggest that, and most people won't do it. But if you're the 1% of guys that actually do it, I've seen fascinating results from this, and I've accelerated my own learning here in Colombia, getting tons and tons of girls' numbers and Instagrams. They follow my stories, and then I game them through the stories from girls I've cold approached, girls through Tinder, girls through Instagram, and it's changed my life. And multiple times, my mentor, when we go out on cold approach, I've seen him have a 3 to 5 minute conversation with a beautiful, stunning girl, 9 out of 10. And then a few days later or next week, he says, guess what? I banged her. And it's like, holy crap, it's amazing. And your reality can be that sooner than you think. It's quite bizarre. So yeah, get out there and do it. Start cold approaching women with the intention of bringing her to bed. That will be your biggest learning curve. That's long hair. Yeah, it is. I'm Jesus. How am I supposed to enhance myself? It's one of my pet peeves. There's some questions that just really, really turn me the wrong way. How am I supposed to enhance myself? Well, danger, man. I really do genuinely appreciate you coming on this stream, but I want to tell you something. That's a pretty dumb question. People say dumb questions don't exist. I think that's BS. Dumb questions do exist. And there's a way to learn to ask better questions that aren't dumb. So how am I supposed to enhance myself? Like it's so vague. It's almost like you're creating an excuse for yourself that you recognize that you need to change in your life, but a fear is stopping you. And so in between that fear and actually getting to where you want to be, you've put in this question where it says, how am I supposed to enhance myself? That's like giving yourself an excuse from taking action. So here's the answer. It's to start enhancing yourself. So exercise 5 minutes a day instead of not exercising for 5 minutes a day. Read a book. It doesn't really matter where you start. The most important thing is to get started. Read a book. Like you're watching this live stream, that's a good start. Cool. Now actually go out and take action after this live stream. I challenge you today. I don't care what it is. Do 60 star jumps because it's going to make you a better person and make you healthier. Don't just do 60 star jumps because I told you to. Do it because you know that it's a step in the right direction and will create momentum for enhancing your life. But yeah, start by defining what lifestyle you want and the person you want to become, and then you can reverse engineer what you should be doing on a daily basis. How to break bad habits. We've gone through that. Do you recommend mentors abroad? Definitely in the same locale if you can. However, I understand if Skype's more convenient, but definitely mentors in person are good. Like my cold approach mentor for picking up girls, I've learned so much, and being in person, you get real-time feedback. You actually get their real body language and real conversation right in front of them, whereas Skype, you can still learn a lot through Skype, definitely, but it depends what you're doing. If I'm just learning about business, well, my business mentor on Skype, one of my best buddies now, I can learn most of it through a Skype call with him, just like he tells me the theory and works through my mindset and really breaks open my mind and brings me to the next level. Whereas with cold approaching girls, you kind of actually have to be there in person, and he can look at you cold approach to girls and give you real-time feedback. So it kind of depends what you're being mentored on. So for business theory, philosophy, yeah, you can get the mentorship through a video call, and that works very well. But if you're doing like in-person practice, there's always a nice extra touch there, especially when it comes to like dating, for example. Or if you're at the gym, having an in-person mentor at the gym, they can like real time be at the exercise machines and say, hey man, like you're doing this in a way that isn't beneficial to you. Why don't you try it this way? What's the best way to calm down and relax yourself to study? Well, what matters is what your best way is to calm down. But if you're interested in my own way, I don't know. Like I'm generally a pretty relaxed and mellow person just by default, so I don't really need to calm myself down. And I just like study anyway. Like it's just a part of my habits. It's just what I do. So I don't need like a best way to calm down. I'm ready to read when I'm ready to read and study. So that's me. But make sure you find out what your best way is by experimenting. I think teenage is a more confusing age as you don't know about life and a lot of people. Yeah, typically. However, I wouldn't use an excuse that you can't get clear and be awesome now. There's a guy called Caleb Maddox, and he's like a 17-year-old entrepreneur, and his mindset is just ahead, so far ahead. He's learned from mentors. He's learned from Ty Lopez. He's a millionaire. He's only 17, and he changed his mind. He's a teenager. But yeah, generally teenagers, they're confused, trying to figure out life. But again, we don't want to use that as an excuse. And 1% Better wants to implement our own education system into the traditional education system to completely radicalize it, so that teenagers at a young age can start recognizing that they can change themselves and develop a mindset that sets them up for living a fulfilled life right now. We don't have to wait until we're 20, 21, 22. Why not do it when you're 15, 13, 10, 0? All-time favorite movie. I don't really watch a lot of movies, but it's definitely True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hasta la vista, baby. And the one that changed your life. Can't really think of a movie that's changed my life. I'm more of a reader. But let me think. A movie that's changed my life. Hasn't really it has changed it, but not in the way you're probably thinking. It makes me laugh all the time, and that's Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Great movie. It just brings me so much happiness. I remember watching it on LSD. I took a dose of acid, and I was in Ecuador after a day at the lake with a girl I was dating, and came home to another girl's house, and Austin Powers is funny already, and on the LSD, man, it was just like the next level. The humor, and to think what the person was writing when I'm getting a bit of hallucinatory perception disorder right now. Like I feel like I'm on acid a bit right now. It sometimes happens. Wow, crazy. My voice sounds different. Where was I? It's put me off now. No, it's nothing to be afraid of in my experience. Yeah, when I was on acid, it enhanced everything a little bit more, made me a little bit more bubbly, and everything. I just realized how, like, just imagine the person writing the script for Austin Powers and who the hell came up with this idea for all these quirky characters like Doctor Evil and the little fucking mini me. Like, what is this? What is this creation? So yeah. Anyway, I'd totally be microdosing acid right now, but the dealer I got set up with, it releases like this stuff called 25I, and it's just like this fake acid, and it's really not good. But the pure stuff, man, I am a big fan. I think it's an incredible substance. And a lot of people say it's artificial, but not really. There's nothing in the universe that isn't natural, because everything stems from the nature of the universe, whether you combine things or not. So it's all natural. Anyway, this isn't recommendations to go down chugging acid. You gotta do your research, okay? King, Lerner, my first name. I'm not strong-willing, man. I'm gonna come to the bottom here where all your recent questions are. Let's see here. What do you think about Ty Lopez, Dan Locke, and Sam Ovens? Ty Lopez, the general consensus is that his courses are okay, like average, and I've joined one of them, paid $500,000 to enter one of his courses last year. Like you only get out of it what you put in, and at the time I was going through my existential phase, so I wasn't really able to focus because I was just confused existentially. So yeah, Ty's courses are good if you follow them, but again, they're like not amazing. Dan Locke, Dan Locke. Just do your research, okay? Do your research. The man is very smart. I've collaborated with Dan. I've just been turned the wrong way recently. Talk to some people who have entered his program. Listen to their opinions. Don't just get one opinion, get multiple, and then I'll let you make your own decision, okay? And so I was on a call with Dan's team. And they wanted me to enroll in the high ticket closer program. And some of my YouTube buddies here did, but I chose to not. And really good reason for that. I'm not ready to go into detail here, but it turned me the wrong way. Again, do your research, talk to people who have enrolled in the high ticket closer program, and then make your own decision. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Sam Ovens. Oh yeah, baby. Oh man. Yes. Sam Ovens. Holy crap. I'm so tempted to join his consulting accelerator. Right now I'm investing in training at the moment for my employees. So yeah, I don't have the income sufficient to put into consulting accelerator, although I can definitely find a way if I want it bad enough. But for now, Sam Ovens videos and just implementing on it. Here's the secret. Investing in yourself is important, and paying for a product, it does add this element of extra accountability, and you'll find that every super successful person pays and invests in products. But I tell you what, you can actually learn so much if you just actually execute on free videos. There's like all the free information is out there. It's just a question of whether you're going to take action on it. And you can get amazing results with free information if you actually do something, but most people don't, unfortunately. So yeah, Sam Ovens, like for me personally, hands down, number one of the smartest guys on the fucking planet right now on YouTube, with a much smaller audience than he deserves. But the reason he's a smaller guy is because he speaks to people that are like operating on just a smarter mindset, on a non-distracted mindset. He creates 30 to 1 hour videos, and he doesn't care about making short little snippet hypey videos, because the people who actually get far in life are the ones who are willing to sit down and focus for 1 hour on a single video. And his philosophy is just life-changing. So that's Sam Ovens for you. Type him in on YouTube. I've nearly watched every video on his YouTube channel. The guy has so much value. Live once a month, yeah, man. We'll see what we can do here. This is kind of like a test to see how valuable this is, like my personal mentorship with your specific questions. This is going to be part of our online academy. So yeah, every now and then I'll do it for the channel for sure. And I'm even creating my personal channel, my own channel called Brandon Ankerville. It actually exists right now. It's got some pretty funny videos on there. But I'll be doing some more videos on there too. So there'll be some free content and then also some paid content for those who actually want to take things to the next level. And we'll do more live streams like these on a more frequent basis. Is it possible to live without thinking? I don't know. I haven't heard of this, but this sounds interesting. Donna Tart says in The Secret History. I'm going to take a screenshot so I remember that. Yeah, I just took a screenshot. Thank you for that. Atreya, is that your name? Andrea, Spontaneous. What's the best way to learn about online business? It's just to get started and start building a business and learn as you go. That's it. Online business versus startup. So run like an existing business model versus like innovating like an entrepreneur. I don't know. It's a really vague question. It depends what you want to do. What do you want to do? What do you want out of life? Passenger. What time is it now? For me, it is 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Top 3 YouTube channels for self-improvement. 1% better. No, if I had to say my own 3 that isn't 1% better, then I would say number 1, Sam Ovens. I keep saying this guy, Sam Ovens. That is number 1 for me, personally. Sam Ovens. Sam Ovens, Sam Ovens. Next would be, just for learning specifically marketing, Alex Becker. I love Alex Becker. So type in Alex Becker, you'll find his channel. And then the third one would be, I'd say Improvement Pill. I don't watch a lot of his videos these days, but Improvement Pill, incredible. We've done a collaboration. We did that about a year ago, and you can see an interview on the channel that I did with him, if it's still up. I can't remember if it's still public or not. So yeah, those are my top 3. Sam Ovens, Alex Becker, and what did I say? My brain's running out. Maybe I need another cognitive supplement. Maybe I need water. I don't know. I took this long. Hang on. Again, this is a supplement I'm using today. Brain Quicken, Tim Ferriss's original supplement. I don't actually have any affiliate links, and I can't recommend it because I've only started using it today. So, but yeah, if you're interested, that's what it is. For your question, I insist that I am human. What does this mean? Sounds like it might be on a spiritual journey, perhaps, or it might just be a simple math. Maybe you're a logical thinker and you just thought, oh, well, I'm a human. So maybe that just says you're a logical thinker. But I'd encourage you to dig a bit deeper, but it could just be you're on a spiritual journey right now, and so you don't really identify as anything except just a human. I'm a human. I'd also look at the second thing that you say that instantly comes to mind, and that might be something that is more productive to work with, but who knows? I could be wrong. I don't know. You tell me. What does it mean to you? I am human. If I said I am human, then the next question I would ask is, well, what does it mean to be a human? What does a human do? Those are the questions I'd ask. And is identifying myself as a human, is that going to get me to where I want to be and the person I want to become? So ask that. How to not care for petty things. I really do care what people think about me. Yeah, all of us do to some extent. I don't believe you can completely eliminate it, because we're biologically and evolutionarily wired to care what others think. How to not care for petty things. I would, if you haven't already, I would read the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, okay? I've got a book summary on here on YouTube, but it's definitely worth reading the full book if this is really a problem that's bothering you. How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. I'm trying to answer everyone, but unfortunately I won't be able to get to everybody. That's just the reality of the world, but I'll try my best, okay? Just up to Sam Evans. Well done, dude. And make sure you're subscribed to him because you're actually getting value. Don't just sub to him because I said to, or because... but yeah, just watch his videos, see how it's helped you, execute on it, and then it makes sense to subscribe. Does a relationship have to take from your time to reach your goals? Or it can feel, yeah, it can be either one. It just depends. Some relationships are productive, like Elena and Grant Cardone. They're like a power couple. So it really depends if your girlfriend is the type of one to have the same values as you on the same sort of mission. Otherwise, it's just going to be an obstacle. And yeah, to be honest, I was in a 3-year relationship where my girlfriend was really holding me back, and I didn't realize it at the time. And yeah, it was nice to kiss and have sex and all that stuff. And it was fun at the time when I was like 18 or no, 19, I think, 19 through to 21. So it's part of exploring about who you are and stuff. So it was beneficial in that sense. But if I stayed in that relationship, I wouldn't be where I am today and growing and reaching the goals I want to achieve. I'm not making you 1% better, Master Phase. You are making yourself 1% better. I'm just helping you along the way. Big difference. Simon Sinek. I forgot what that comment's in response to. But yeah, he promotes a principle, start with why. Do you have a video on marketing and social media / word of mouth? It's a lot of things here. Not really. I don't. Maybe I'll do a book summary on marketing, but yeah, I mean, it depends what you want to learn exactly. What about practical psychology? Theodore. So yeah, we collaborated a while ago. I'm really impressed with his growth. Like, he put in the work. He deserves all this success he has. So I don't know. What about practical psychology? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely value in his videos. So if you take action on them, yeah, you will see results in your life. That's about it. Yeah. I started my own business dance class and trying out marketing ideas. Well done. Well done on executing. I'm really proud of you. That's great. I'm Acid 4. Are you also LSD? Any video you could do on a marketing subject? Yeah, I could potentially do a marketing video. Maybe there's a really good book called The One-Page Marketing Plan. And if this is all you knew about marketing and you executed on it, then hell yeah, you'd get results. So it's called The One-Page Marketing Plan by Alan Dibb. So check that book out, and maybe in the future this year I'll create a video on it. But don't go waiting for it, because we've got a lot of videos we could create, and so I can't guarantee it will be out soon. But the book, The One-Page Marketing Plan, you can even download the PDF on Google. Start filling that out, going through that, and then just start executing, okay? You don't need too much more information than that. Hey man, can you give me a shout out? Yeah, I mean, I can. Tech Lover, thanks for being here. I really appreciate your support. But again, just keep in mind, I was having a bit of a rant about this earlier. I highly recommend you utilize this call to ask me a specific question. That's actually where I get most of my drive and fulfillment from, and it's actually going to help you more in the long term rather than just getting a mention from some YouTube celebrity or whatever, someone you look up to. So yeah, if you've got a question, man, please ask it, and I'd love to help you. That's what the value is. I get it. Why is it so hard to become a billionaire? Okay, here's the problem with this question. You've already made an assumption that it's hard to become a billionaire. And if you keep believing it's hard to become a billionaire, then it will be hard. Now, if some of you probably think I'm crazy for saying this and like, oh, you're an idiot, Brandon, of course it's hard. Well, yeah, probably will be, but it's more about the mindset. If you keep telling yourself it's going to be hard, then it will be hard. So I don't think it's fair to assume to say it's hard to become a billionaire. Like, if you spent 10 years becoming, I don't know, a data crack scientist who knows how to program computers and can crack into Zuckerberg's system, and things like this have done before. Like, what was that dating company that got cracked into? That affair relationship dating site? Martin or something? Ashton Martin? I don't know what it's called. The site where people have affairs. Like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, there was this big bust and some computer programmers busted into it. Like, if you could bust into someone's bank account, which is already really just like zeros on a screen, it doesn't actually exist. You could spend 10 years just doing what you love doing, learning coding, and then find a way to crack into Mark Zuckerberg's bank account and take all his money temporarily. So anyway, that's the kind of mindset I would approach it with. And so yeah, maybe it will be hard, but if you keep telling yourself it will be hard, it probably will be. Or not probably, it will be if you keep telling yourself that. Why Mark Zuckerberg make it look so easy? This is stupid. Don't stop looking at the exceptions. Like the randomness of the world, dude. Like not everyone's probably not everyone's going to be a billionaire. Probably not. There's exceptions everywhere, and no matter where you are, like I would stop looking at Mark Zuckerberg. Why do you make it look so easy? Now you're also making an assumption that it's easy. Like maybe it looks easy, but keep in mind, was it really easy? I don't know. I don't think so. This guy would have hustled his ass off, and in the book it even says like he had a lot of problems he faced in the offices when he was building it, and the bloody twins, like he betrayed them and stuff, and there's all this crap here. But yeah, maybe there's a bit of luck involved with timing and stuff, but so what? Focus on the fundamentals of what it takes to be wealthy and make money. You deserve 1 million. Thanks, man. I'm going to go to the bottom here where all your recent questions are. Hey, my bro, Insight Junkie. What up, dude? I think Red Pill is great in terms of some evolutionary biology stuff, but a lot of stuff on it contradicts with reality, in my opinion. I think it's just the male analog of radical feminism. Yeah, it can be. Again, it's on a spectrum. You've got like diehard feminism here with the fat lesbian with dyed hair, with a microphone on the street, like pestering people, like, oh, women. And then on the other end, you've got all the MGTOWs who are like in the red pill movement and men's rights who are like, I don't know, out on streets marching and like vowing to never contact a woman again. And I've met some people who are vulgar about women and just like hate them. They're women haters. I met this guy at a hostel in Sydney once, no, in Melbourne, and he was just going on about it, and it just really rubbed me the wrong way. But finding the middle ground in between, I believe Red Pill has some excellent philosophies on what it means to be a man and thinking about women. So if you find the middle ground and a great balance, then I think Red Pill is excellent. But if you take it too far, again, like going on the extreme on anything is generally a bad idea in terms of like ideologies. How much monthly passive income would you be content with? It's an interesting question. I actually need to define this a little bit better. I've certainly got an idea of what I want in my life to be content and a rough estimate of how much that might cost, but to be honest, I haven't defined it as well as I should have. But I mean, 6 figures is kind of the dream, but I think I did the calculations a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, if assuming I'm in Latin America, just like $6,000 a month is like you're living the dream. Because most of my day is spent building the business, and so in terms of like lifestyle needs and wants, I'm a pretty simple guy. Like I've got my laptop. I just ordered an Oura ring for my finger, so that will be like a permanent asset that should last me 10 years. Healthy food delivery service, a bit of business expenses, YouTube membership, the ability to pay and not have to worry about transport costs. So I just book an Uber whenever I want, things like that. And I calculated to be about like $6,000 to cover the basis. And then anything beyond that is just to be invested in the business and scaling. So yeah, it's like $6,000 a month, but who knows? Maybe I'll find that when I get to that 6K mark, which isn't too far away, then maybe I find that I do spend more or I want more, but I'll just have to consciously evaluate that as I go. 1% barrel. What's your definition of success and have you reached it? I don't think you ever reach it. Self-development and success, it's just an ongoing process. You don't ever reach it. You hit milestones, but you don't ever reach it. And have you reached it? Yeah, my definition of success is simply fulfilling my potential. And so that means doing my best every single day in a certain direction that I want to go. And so I define, okay, so my purpose is fulfill my potential. And then how do I do that? Well, to me, completely radicalizing the whole education system in the world, the traditional education system, and affecting millions of children worldwide on a global scale to the point where they come out of school, and even while they're at school, they're implementing things in their life that fulfills them and makes them a better person. To me, that is success. And but ultimately, it's tying it to, am I feeling my potential? And that's something I can measure every day and ask myself, am I fulfilling my potential today? Am I doing what I need to do to fulfill my potential? So it's an everyday thing. and you never really reach it. You just always get better. Have you read The Swerve? I've heard about this book recently. What is it? He talks about Epicurean philosophy being the key to life, which means maximizing pleasures, right? I actually don't know too much about it, but thank you for mentioning it. Interesting. Epictetus. I think that's kind of Stoic philosophy, isn't it? OMG, real inside junkie is here. Yeah, here he is. Couldn't agree more. I've been on both extremes. The middle is the most intellectually satisfying. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, dude, I'm doing really well. So happy. I'm just so content with life right now. Life is a blessing. And it's funny, like for 12 hours, I was trying to get rid of a computer virus on my computer last night. And so I still go through those emotions of like a little bit of stress and stuff here and there. But at the end of the day, at my core being, I'm so content. You can see I got a bit of bags under my eyes from all the trying to solve this problem. That's why I'm on my mobile today. My laptop's on the table. That's my daily task to fix that thing today. What's your top recommended books? I've got a reading list. So you can go on my channel page and there's a link to my top 25 reading or my top 25 books for men. But you did say, okay, never mind. But some recommendations off the bat, Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Influenced by Robert Cialdini. Start with them. I am all for minimalism. I'll sign. That's why I am asking. Thought I could go around with 3,000. Yeah, I'd encourage you to think bigger, dude. Like a lot of us are afraid to come out of our comfort zones and we like justify to ourselves, oh, maybe I just need to make $1,000 online per month and I'll be content. But yeah, often I found, I got to catch myself, like building a $10 million business doesn't scare me anymore, but I'm not talking much about that. I'm just shutting up and getting the work done. But after I've seen the power of leverage and what my mentors have done, I've got 7-figure mentors who have built $1 million businesses. Like I've seen what they do and how they behave. And when I achieve a new milestone in my business, like creating systems, hiring staff, all of a sudden the reality starts becoming clearer and clearer to me. And so setting these goals of like 1,000 a month online and my life will be great is just kind of lying to yourself, or you just got lack of influence and knowledge around you from mentors. So what are your biggest challenges now? How do you plan to overcome it? That's a very good question. What are my biggest challenges right now? What's my biggest challenge right now? I'd say it's taking 1% better to the next level. So it's really finding a way to serve you guys better. This is why I'm doing the live stream actually, because this is a challenge in my life. It's finding a way to actually help you guys get results in your life. And it's a challenging I'm tackling right now to solve this damn thing. Because if you just sit and watch videos and read books all day, then all my videos don't really do anything. Like, yeah, they help people, but if people are just going to sit there, then I don't feel like I'm doing my job. And so it's out of my control in terms of what you do, but I can have a stronger influence on you guys to really help you guys get the results out of life that you want. And so that's the problem I am solving now. And so I'm starting with live streams. I'm developing a community in the background, which should be up within a few months, where we can actually like have more of these live Q&A calls, potentially some one-on-one mentorship somewhere in the program, and more ways to help you actually get what you want out of life. So that's what I'm currently solving right now. I own shrooms? Not right now, I'm not. I'm having some trouble maintaining a job and working on my side hustle. Any time management or energy tips that can help me balance both of them? Okay, yeah, let's get creative. One thing you could do is ask your boss if you can work from home and see if that makes a difference. You might have a lot of fears about asking your boss, but depends what your job is, but that's worth considering. Can you work from home and will that make a difference? Are you able to cut down the hours a bit without affecting your needs and covering your base needs? That's another question to ask. Ask yourself if you're getting enough sleep and high quality sleep. Ask yourself if you're eating healthy food to keep your energy running at a good level, and identify what times of the day you work best at. So there's a really good book called The Power of Full Engagement. Definitely have a look at that book. and see how you can boost your energy so that you do have the energy to work at the end of a day job. If someone asked you to tell single most influensive learning from books that you've read, what would you tell? Not sure if I understand the question. What's the best book you suggest to improve productivity? Screw books. Just no. That's probably not the best. No, I take that back. It's too late now. Not screw books, but like the thing is, the reason I said that was a lot of people are looking for the next productivity hack and consuming all these productivity books, but you don't really need that much. Like if there's one book on productivity that I'd suggest you read, it's either Work the System by Sam Carpenter or Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And literally, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, it's got every productivity principle you could possibly ever need for the rest of your life. Yet people just keep reading more and more about productivity, and ironically, they're being unproductive by just consuming more information when the information is already in that book. You really don't need as much as you think you do. So I would suggest Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, and then just start off by executing on one lesson in that book. Because if you read it and you don't act, then you won't get any results. So Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, that's all you really need. How to stop negative thoughts? Please reply, Mr. Theory. Start telling yourself positive thoughts. So every morning you wake up and look in the mirror, say, I am great, I am wonderful, I am fantastic. And constantly keep catching yourself and correcting it to positive thoughts until you just think positive. And then you also want to consider environmental factors. So if you're hanging around negative people, you will get their negative thoughts. If you eat like crap and you don't get your sleep, you'll have more negative thoughts. So get your health right and tell yourself every day positive thoughts until it becomes ingrained in you. Have you read Chanakya Niti? I have not. Johnny, what are your thoughts on Article 13 and how will it affect or not affect your channel? I don't know what Article 13 is. How the Renaissance started. Girl, big fan from India. Welcome. I'm just going to go to the bottom here where all the most recent questions are. What advice would you give me in my 20s? Sure. So find a mentor ASAP. I keep saying this over and over again. Find a damn mentor. It starts with establishing what your life purpose is, because everything stems from that. Your goals, how you act, how you behave, your life purpose determines like everything. It determines what your identity should be, everything. So start by working on figuring out what your life purpose is. And then if you need guidance, definitely get a mentor. The mentors are like the best thing ever. That's it. Action breeds change. No amount of reading would solve personal problems. All things worthwhile take time, put the work in. Damn right, dude. Sounds like you got a good mindset there. Sir, Nitin, sir. You can call me Brandon. It's funny how people sir. People in like the Philippines, even my animator that's going through the training right now, they call me sir. And I just feel like kind of like, I understand the formality and like the respect, so I appreciate it. I see where they're coming from. But it's like, dude, you can call me Brandon. Yeah, that's my name. Sir, I want to ask you what to do when you work hard on product and a product fail. So how would you react? So you don't want to build the product and spend 6 months on a startup building a product without having first validated the market and seeing if people actually want it. Otherwise, you put in all this hard work and nobody wants it. And that's why it fails. And I failed on products before because I didn't actually come on a call and talk to you guys and ask you what you want. I've been sending out emails to people who bought my reading list, and I asked them, all right, what do you want to see if we did a paid community every month, what can I do to help you solve your problems and get you to help you to become the person you want to be? And some people said these monthly Q&A calls. They said they want more of these because they get my mentorship. Another person said book giveaways. And then another person said a premium video library where I actually release more book summaries. But personally, I believe the monthly Q&As here are some of the most important work we can do. And I may also develop like a course or a training around something that you guys want to learn. Maybe you want a life purpose course. Maybe you want a productivity course. I don't know. I'll ask you guys right now. If there was a product you could invest in that I create for you to take you off from where you want to become, like the person you want to become to who you are now, like what does that product look like? What do you want to see? Is it a training? Is it one-on-one mentorship? Is it a Q&A like this? Like really the question is what is the biggest problem in your life right now? And what do you feel I can provide that can help you solve that problem? What do you feel like you can get from me? And so we can work from there. And so based on your answers, then I can get more of an idea of what you want and then start building the product. And then I haven't wasted all this time building a product that none of you guys want. Does NoFap help to cure insomnia? I don't know. How do I build a reading habit? Start reading for 5 minutes every day and then track your progress on a piece of paper or your mobile app. I recommend a piece of paper or your computer, because relying on your phone, not really a good idea. Phone addiction is a huge, phone addiction is a big bad habit. So yeah, track the habit every day. Start reading 5 minutes, just something small, and yeah, do that for 66 days at least until it becomes a habit. Anwar, I'm just going to skip this one. You've asked a lot of questions already, and I just want to make sure everybody gets a say. Phoenix Force, you should read Chanakya Niti. I'm not sure who this person is. Thanks for the suggestion, though, but I'd love to know why. Sir Brandon. Sir Brandon, good one. Anthony Perry, what's up, dude? Are you a dude? Yeah. I've heard it best to find a mentor. How do you find yours? I find looking mentors great advice, but the process seems quite vague. Yeah, I see. That's you often find vague advice because people who have a mindset of doing find a way to take action on vague advice, and that's why you hear people like me. Even sometimes I give vague advice. And that's because a person who is really dedicated and committed will just find a way to act on your advice. So if I say find a mentor, the person who's most motivated and willing to change will find a damn way to get a mentor, and they'll find the information that they need. But if I'm just going to put this on a silver platter here and give you specific advice, then it's like, I mean, there's so many ways you can go about it. There's so many different ways, and it's just a matter of trying one. So I'll give you one very specific example. One is I contacted a YouTuber who I loved and found his Facebook page, and I sent him a message and I said, hey, I'd love to run your Facebook page for free, and what do you think? And at first he said no, but then 3 weeks later he comes out and he says, hey, you should join our mastermind call on Skype. You can? And I said, heck yeah, let's do it. I was nervous, but I did. And from there, we were able to develop a relationship. So the main principles to keep in mind are to, come from a place of value, provide them with something, and know why you want a mentor. Like have like a 5-year goal in mind, and then see how your mentor can fit into that, and be specific with them. Like what do you actually want with them? But yeah, start off by developing a relationship by offering them some kind of value, such as I'll run your Facebook page, or here's a book you might like, or something along those lines. Something that's really going to help them. Online business course. So why do you want an online business course, Anwar? Do you want to make money? Do you want to serve people? Do you have a lifestyle goal in mind? At this point, there's not any wrong answer. So say why you want to create an online business. For most people, it's because they want to make more money. And yeah, it makes sense. It's not the best philosophy to follow to actually make money, but yeah, that is the reason why most people start. I'm watching on my phone right now, lol. Yeah, don't worry, I'm using this phone to stream too. As long as you're using your phone intentionally as a tool, it's good, but most people use their phones, like the phone controls their life. They've got notifications on, they've got all these apps. Like I've only got 6 apps on my phone. Most people have got like pages and pages of apps on their phone. They've got 6 different bloody chat messaging systems, things going off, ding dong all day. It's no wonder you don't get anything done. Like we're addicted to these phones. It's just ridiculous. But if you use it intentionally, like I am using my phone right now intentionally. I scheduled this out in my calendar. I said, I want to help my subscribers today. How am I going to do that? We use my phone in my live stream because my computer is actually broken. Otherwise, I'd be using my computer, but that's what I'm doing today. I'm fixing my stupid computer. Sir, you and your channel is my solution. Again, you can call me Brandon. Solution book. No, I need knowing your mentor in person. Hey man, what you doing? Doing a live stream, answering your guys' questions. Hey, I think we're at the bottom of the chat for the first time in 2 hours. I wonder if this supplement's working. What if I took another one? Tim Ferriss's Brain Quicken supplement. Let me see here. 1 to 2 servings daily. Take 30 minutes prior to physical or mental activity with 8 ounces of water. Take consistently for optimal effect, or take 2 days off per week to prevent tolerance. I see. Do not exceed 8 capsules daily. Yeah, okay. I see. Alright. One of the questions we got here. Okay. 14 of you guys on. Now's a good time to ask any final questions, because I'll be heading off shortly. I'm just going to scroll through to see others I haven't answered. Seclusion. What do you think of seclusion to do great things? I'm not sure what seclusion is. I think that means like isolate yourself. Yeah. I don't know, to see how you work best. I like to seclude myself by myself where I can focus. Big fan from India. Awesome dude. Love from India. Lifestyle value of digital courses to people like Brian Johnson. Yeah, good guy. Alright guys, unless you have any final questions, I'm going to head off. It's been an awesome 2-hour stream. I'm going to take a short break after this to recharge my energy. I don't normally talk this long, but I hope this has helped you guys. And yeah, I mean, I look forward to doing more of these in the future. And Zakaria, I really don't know what that comment means. The answer is no. Love you, man. Love you too. Appreciate it, guys. Kuno, Anwar, Aganel, Gilles. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks. Johnny, appreciate you staying on the stream. Anthony, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Zakaria, go and improve yourself, dude. All right. Have a good day, guys. I'm off. Peace. Stop this thing. Okay, well, I guess you get to see more of me until I figure out how to stop this. Fate. Well, while I figure out how to stop the stream, feel free to ask a question, and if I see it in time, I'll answer it, because I can't find the exit close button. But I'll find a way. It's all about a positive mindset, problem-solving mindset. There's a crust, but the crust doesn't do anything. It just brings up a menu. Sorry, I gotta go, guys.